and Blue Jackets.
On what has been just a lovely, warm November day in the city of Cleveland, we get you set for Cavaliers basketball on FanDuel Sports Network, presented by Hyundai. It's an East-West clash on the banks of Lake Erie as the Cavaliers host the Grizzlies. Two of the most dynamic, explosive highlight makers in the game today are in the house. Donovan Mitchell and the Cavaliers, after navigating a busy stretch of games, now get to enjoy an extended homestand, while Ja Morant and the scuffling Grizzlies look to right the ship in the middle of a sprawling road trip. Hi everyone, I'm John Michael. Thanks so much for spending some of your Saturday with us. When we get to the point of the season, the Cavs have played 13 games. They are 8-5, where because of the sample size, you start to get a sense of where your strengths are, and perhaps more importantly, in the areas where you need to make adjustments. So for our Toyota key to the game, let's go downstairs in front of the Cavs locker room to the big board, and to discuss some of those adjustments is Brad Doherty. Brad, what do you have on both sides of the ball?
All right, thanks, J. Mike. I appreciate it. This is what we're looking for on both ends of the floor. We're looking for consistency. And on the offensive end, it's in the transition opportunities where we have the floor completely balanced. You see the defense will struggle to get back, and what happens is the defense gets very flat. When that happens, it's ball movement. You got to pass the basketball because the ball is so fast the defender can't catch up to it, and that allows the Cavaliers, as you see one, you're going to see another. You're going to see three good passes that end up with a wide open shot because we have such tremendous balance on the floor. Defense can't catch the basketball, wide open shot, we'll take that every time. That is a perfect transition offensive opportunity for this Cavaliers team. When you go to the defensive end of the floor, we've got to do a better job when we come off of these pick and rolls. You see Jarrett Allen here helping. He's in the perfect position. But the thing that has to happen is Evan Mobley has to help Jarrett Allen. Jarrett's giving up his man to go and stop the basketball. Evan comes over and helps Jarrett. That is perfect basketball on both ends of the floor, and it starts with consistency. Back to you, John.
By your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers and by Calvetta Brothers Floor Show. It's time to fall in love again with your home. Cavaliers and Grizzlies, lineups and tip, it's all straight ahead.
Cavalier fans! It's game time!
I said you already know. You been where I've been, make it hard to fail, cause I'm the realest. Hit magic in that 645. Now they say jizzle, stay loose, but everybody.
It's time to meet the starting lineup for your Cleveland Cavaliers! First, we have the guards. He's from Utah State. Number 5, Sam Merrill. The other guard, he's from Louisville. Number 45, Spider! Donovan Mitchell. Now we have the forward. First, he's from Virginia. Number 12, DeAndre Hunter. The other 4, he's from USC. Number 4, Evan Mobley. The man in the middle, he's from Texas. Number 31, Jarrett Allen. Your Cavaliers are led by head coach Kenny Atkinson. Cavalier fans, it's time to let them know. Everybody make some noise for your Cleveland Cavaliers.
Kenny Atkinson's Cavaliers, as we mentioned, play game 2 of a season-long 6-game homestand. All 6 are played every other day. Straight ahead for Kenny's Cavs, the Bucks, the Rockets, the Pacers, and the Clippers, as Kenny and crew checks in at 8-5. Tuomas Isalo, last season a surprise move with only 9 games remaining in the regular season. The Grizzlies parted ways with Taylor Jenkins. He had been at the helm for 6 seasons and turned the reins over to Isalo on an interim basis. The interim tag was removed this summer. Now his Grizzlies have been plagued by early injuries. They've dropped 7 of their last 8 and limp in at 4-9. With that, let's introduce the third member of our team. It is, of course, Serena Winters. Hi, Serena.
Hey, John. When I spoke with DeAndre Hunter before this game, he told me that early season adversity is when you find out what teams are really made of. And Kenny Atkinson told me what he's really like to begin this season is DeAndre Hunter in that starting lineup. He's put over 22 points a game up in his last 4, and Kenny loves that flat-out scorer in him. He had it, though, that he doesn't want him turning down any open threes. Now, on the other end, the Cavs have struggled to rebound the ball to start the year, 18th in rebounding percentage. He wants Dre to continue to use that 6'8" size to his advantage and make that a priority. One more thing Kenny added, he said after feeling like Dre was a bit detached from the group last year after the trade, which is normal, it now feels like he's been here for 20 years and is just in a good place with all of his teammates. And guys, being in that locker room, it's pretty clear that he's in a good place.
Yeah, no, exactly right, Serena. And DeAndre has fit in very, very well. And he's actually become one of the vocal guys. He's one of the leaders of this basketball team. Gus gives us so much, that tremendous size on the defensive end. He is so aggressive offensively. We just need to keep putting the pieces to the puzzle together. There's been a little bit of ups and downs because of the lineups, the lack of consistency with, DG being out as our primary ball handler has made it difficult some nights. But this team's going to be okay. Just got to keep clawing and fighting and figuring out ways to get better.
This is the first of 5 games on the NBA slate and the first one to tip. So for those of you watching in the state of Ohio and around the globe on NBA League Pass, welcome to Cleveland. We had a false jump. Jared Allen thought he had won the tip from the 7-4 Zach Edey. Apparently he had not. We get set to do it again. Our crew chief this evening is Ray Acosta. Jason Goldenberg is our umpire. John Conley is the referee. A young officiating crew this evening as the tip is won by the Grizzlies, and we are underway. John Michael, Brad Doherty, and Serena Winters as Jared Allen grabs the opening rebound. Cedric Coward just seconds in. The rookie out of Washington State making his first NBA start. Is fired on the 3 as we have a whistle off the ball. The foul is on Jalen Wells.
His first personal first.
Cavaliers always start these games, and they start every game really, really solid. They're very, very tight defensively, offensively, very, very tight, execute very well. Got to continue that. Got to see if we can do that throughout the entirety of the first quarter and play it quarter by quarter.
Mitchell is chased by Wells. He leans in, he draws the foul, he drops the 3, and Donovan Mitchell has a chance for an early 4-point play.
Jalen Wells, his second.
Wells came off that pick and just had no idea where he was at. He was trying to step in front of Donovan and didn't realize he was on the same level.
Jalen Wells, who has logged this season over 25 minutes a game, has managed to pick up his second foul, just 27 ticks in. So here is Ja Morant. He's picked up by Merrill, passed on to Allen. He tried to split a double. He turned it over. Ja's been plagued by miscues over his last handful of games as Mitchell touched the ball when he was on the baseline. Morant has turned the ball over 29 times in his previous 5 games. He struggled from the field as well. Ja is shooting under 30% over his last 6 contests. We'll keep our eye on Ja. Remember, though, this is one of the most combustible players in our game today as Morant will feed the corner. Wells trying to find a teammate Jackson in the corner. That was read beautifully by Donovan Mitchell. As out comes Hunter. Hunter cautiously works into the paint. He'll feed Mobley for a 3.
Yeah, you're right about Ja Morant. You got to keep him in front, just like AC was talking about in the pregame. That is hard to do, but you have to account for him every time down the floor.
Wells floats and scores as Jalen Wells gets the Grizzlies on the board. He's a second-year man out of Washington State. 2 Cougars on the floor in this Grizzlies starting lineup. Merrill needs very little time. It's rebounded on the weak side by Coward. What a start he has had to his NBA career. We'll detail more about Coward as we roll along, as Jackson's 3 doesn't go. It's eventually squeezed by Mitchell.
Boy, Zach Edey takes up a lot of room in that lane, John. Big presence in there. I know they're glad to have him back.
Hunter early in the shot clock. Edey is listed at 7'4", 299 pounds.
I think it's a little bigger in both areas. He's a big human being.
Listed being the operative word.
Yeah, he is a big guy.
Edey, the former Purdue Boilermaker, playing his first game of the season as Jackson works into the paint. He'll loop it up as Jackson draws the foul. You were talking about Zach Edey. By the way, he is the tallest player ever in Big Ten history.
Really? Wow.
Jackson draws the foul on Mobley.
Jackson does a good job getting in there, using that shoulder to kind of move Evan backwards, and Evan comes back to him. That's where the foul's created.
Those 2 individuals, Jackson and the Cavaliers' Evan Mobley, are 2 of the last 3 recipients of the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year award. Rudy Gobert wanted the season in between the 2. 4 apiece. Mitchell skips over the timeline. He's guarded here by Wells. Again, Wells picked up 2 early fouls. He's got to be careful as Mitchell hands a 15-footer.
Like the patience by Mitchell, really looking for an opportunity to make a nice pass. Defense kept shuffling. He steps into that nice gap. I want to see Donovan be aggressive with that basketball. If he can score 50, score 50. I think it's vital and crucial to the health of our offense that he is just the alpha offensively every night.
Wells pass went through the hands of Mobley. Comes to Morant as Morant, with that athleticism, reverses and scores. Cavaliers were last in action here 2 nights ago as Mitchell's 3 doesn't go. On the tail end of a back-to-back, the Cavs struggled to find a rhythm and fell to the Raptors by 13 as Mitchell gets called for the foul on the Morant drive.
45, Donovan Mitchell. He's first.
Ja Morant goes baseline. Jarrett goes for the shot block, and boy, that's tremendous athleticism. You're just looking at him, and you're a big guy. You're like, I got this, and he just goes up and under and utilizes the rim to help shield the defender off.
So here is Demetrius Jamel Morant. The nickname Ja is short for his middle name, Jamel. He missed last game with a sore ankle. Banged up for much of last season as Ja was limited to only 50 games. He dealt with, get this, hip, pelvis, knee, back, shoulder, foot, and hamstring issues a season ago.
The UFC, or is he playing the NBA? Oh, goodness.
It was not an easy year for Ja.
Yeah.
The last 2 years haven't been particularly easy as Mobley has that erased by Edey, but a foul was called as Jackson picks up the personal, and Mobley will shoot 2.
Jackson Jr.
Nice drive by Evan, being aggressive, putting that ball down nice and low. Jackson fouls him across the arms on the uptake.
Mobley's first is good as we take a look at the injury report brought to you by Elk and Elk. Garland and Tyson remain out. Max Strus has yet to play this season. As for the Grizzlies, Clark leads a long list of Grizzly players, including former Cavalier Ty Jerome. Here's Morant upstairs for the 7'4" Edey. Mitchell weaves in toward Wells, goes over the top, back to a wide open Evan Mobley. Boy, did Mitchell draw a huge Grizzly crowd.
Yeah, he drew all 5 defenders and left Evan wide open. We know Evan can make that shot consistently, so nice play by Donovan and great confidence by Evan shooting that basketball.
Morant watched here by Merrill. Picks up his dribble, wheels one over to Jackson. Jackson looks to go to baseline on Mobley, draws a foul and puts it up and in. Jaren Jackson's off to a strong start.
Jackson been very aggressive attacking that basket. Comes at really hard. You gotta, does a good job going at it. That left hand is awkward, so.
Like Darius Garland, Jackson underwent off-season toe surgery. It was a procedure in July. repair a turf toe injury. We have a lot of those going around lately, don't we?
Yeah, it just seems like these guys are so explosive and fast and strong. It's an injury in football a lot on the AstroTurf, obviously. A lot of those sprained toe joints.
Terrific pass by Mitchell to find Mobley. Mobley, however, lost the handle, and out of bounds it goes.
Nice pass, but Donovan right there. Evan just a little bit off guard. Nice pass, though. Got to be ready for those.
Mobley, by the way, saw his block shot streak end here on Thursday. It was the first game this season that Mobley did not register a single block shot as Morant fades away, and he gives the Grizzlies this 15-11 lead. Mobley strolls into the forecourt. Jackson let him shoot that three as it's rebounded by Coward. Coward leads the break. The rookie goes down the alley. His pass finds Jackson. Jackson can't deliver that time as Hunter arrives upon the scene and snares the rebound. Mitchell's picked up here by Wells. Hunter draws a foul.
Smart play by Hunter. Create that foul opportunity. Good ball movement by the Cavs. Keep moving that basketball.
Coward picks up the personal. 3 reinforcements will file in here as Coward did not want to let Hunter turn that corner. Contavious Caldwell-Pope sees his first action. Jock Landale has checked in, so has Santi Aldama. So some early substitutions here by Coach Izolo. Mobley thought about it. Instead, he'll put it on the floor, work on Aldama, take some contact. Rebounded by Landale. Morant now. Once again, picked up by Merrill, uses a Landale screen. That ball pinballs out of bounds. It was last touched by the Cavaliers.
Boy, Morant has just such a good control of that basketball, and his body is so explosive. I mean, he's coming at you. He's a little guy, but boy, he'll just go over you or around you, all while keeping that dribble alive. He's a unique individual.
The number 2 overall pick of 2019. Behind only Zion Williamson that draft year. Here's Landale. Landale's watched by Mobley. He'll find Caldwell-Pope. Caldwell-Pope, Orlando Magic guard last year as Coward fires a 3. Can Merrill track it down? Not quite. Morant grabbed the loose ball, fired it up. That will put the Cavs over the limit. So regardless of if that foul was on the floor or a shooting foul, Morant will shoot 2 when we come back. We are just over 5 minutes into the opening quarter as we take a look at the live odds for tonight's game, courtesy of FanDuel. The live spread, currently I should say, since the Cavs minus 8.5, you can play over 44.5 at a minus 110. If you want them both and win them both, you can parlay at a plus 218. Those are the live odds. They are courtesy of FanDuel. All right, Brad Doherty, 5 minutes in. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I want to see the Cavs just be more aggressive. Donovan's being very aggressive. You see his dribble drives. We got to spread that throughout the entirety of our offense. Everyone has to look to bend in and to get into the angles on that offensive end to create some opportunity. Execute your offense. Set some good screens. Let's get some open shots. I mean, we're just a little bit stagnant on the defensive end. Same thing, got to stay in front of Ja Morant. I think we've done a pretty good job. Jackson's attacking us. Everybody's attacking us. Got to ward that off. So got a lot of time to improve upon some things. We've got to pick it up just a touch.
Ja has struggled from the field through the first handful of games. There you get a look at Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell entered action fourth, I should say, in the NBA in scoring at 30.5 points a night as Lonzo Ball and the Cavaliers' Dean Wade have checked in. They'll join Hunter, Merrill, and Mobley. Hunter elevates. It's rebounded by Landale. Caldwell-Pope is picked up by Lonzo. That pass was read and intercepted by Merrill. Merrill scurries into the forecourt. He's watched by Landale. Back it goes to Lonzo, now into Mobley. Mobley has a shorter man pinned down there, and Morant got doubled by Aldama. Back to Merrill, who cans a 3.
Yeah, I like playing inside out like that. I think that gives the Cavs a different look instead of just being perimeter oriented. Throw that ball to the block to Evan and see if he can make something happen. Nice play by Evan, recognizing and kicking it out quickly.
Around the horn it goes to Aldama. Now Caldwell-Pope, who's chased by Ball. Caldwell-Pope tries to draw a foul and does.
Back to Sam Merrill hitting that big three-point shot. We got to play inside out a lot more. Nice job by Evan getting posted up. He draws that double team because he's such a weapon. Somebody's wide open, and it just happened to be Sam Merrill.
The crowd got a look on the Humongatron, and you hear the response. Caldwell Pope was acquired by the Grizzlies from the Magic in the Desmond Bane trade that also netted Memphis 4 first-round picks and a pick swap. 2 summers ago, Caldwell Pope signed as a free agent with the Magic in what seemed to be, on paper, the perfect marriage, as Orlando was desperately in the market for better outside shooting. However, unfortunately for Caldwell Pope, he shot just 34% from long range last season, his worst mark in 9 years, and was moved to these Grizzlies in June.
Yeah, when he showed up in Orlando, I was like, uh-oh. We had just played him the season before in the playoffs. I'm like, that's all they need. And I was really surprised that he didn't work out better for that. I thought that was a perfect fit.
Craig Porter has just checked in. He gets bumped and fouled by Cam Spencer. That puts the Grizzlies over the limit as we pause for a word from Kia. John Michael, Brad Doherty, and Serena Winters, thanks so much for joining us here tonight. So this man at the line, Craig Porter, over his last 2 games, all he has done is scored 29 points, dished out 14 assists. The 6'2" Porter has 6 blocks.
Wow.
And he's 5 of 7 from three-point territory.
He has been just remarkable coming in and filling in a role. He put him in a role, and he just exceeds. Had a great opportunity to start the game. A couple games ago and played just out of this world. So very, very talented young man, and has earned every bit of it.
Cam Spencer finds Aldama. Aldama steps back. Santi Aldama has given Memphis a 21-15 lead. Mobley probes. He took a bump against his body. He'll flick it up. We've had a lot of fouls here in this first quarter. Both teams are over the limit.
Yeah, on this end, Memphis's defense without Edey in that middle is very porous, and there's a lot of gaps, and Evan was able to step into a nice gap there, and they were late getting to him, so that's going to create a foul. He's got to keep taking advantage of it. I like him posting up. With Edey not in the ballgame, I like Evan posting up more.
Center Court is honoring those who have served with their $50 Salute to Service hoodie. That's tonight's item of the game. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Mu Beta Phi. Shop the hoodie now at Cavs.com/shop. Mobley splits the pair. 5 Grizzly reserves are on the floor. 5:20 and counting here in the first. Toledo product Vince Williams will find Cam Spencer. Spencer's chased by Porter. Spencer steps back. His 18-footer is true.
Pretty good defense by Craig Porter. That's a tough shot by Spencer. Nice job by Memphis executing, getting the shot in the spot they wanted. You knew the defense was going to be good, but they got the shot they wanted.
Dean Wade misfires on a 3. Lonzo Ball had it knocked away. Williams to Caldwell Pope. Wade, Porter, Ball, Hunter, and Mobley make up the Cavalier 5. Porter orchestrates, double clutches, gets his own rebound in traffic, and floats it in.
Craig Porter plays like he's 6'10". I mean, he is just relentless on that backboard. Nice job. Good job by Craig. He's driving, he's trying to get that ball to Evan. The defense just collapsed upon him, and he had to take a tough shot, made up by getting a strong rebound, offensive rebound, and a bucket.
He led the Wichita State Shockers in rebounding in his final collegiate season at 6'2". Spencer has to beat the shot clock. He'll throw a grenade off the window that's grabbed by Porter. 3-on-2 if the Cavs hurry. Lonzo steps into a 3.
Well, that was a good-looking transition shot by Lonzo. It's halfway down. Wanted to keep shooting that basketball. He's got a good-looking shot. With his confidence.
Aldama looks to break baseline. Took a shove from Mobley. We play on. Williams tries to knife inside. Nothing doing. He got cut off by Porter. As the loose ball eventually is tracked down by Ball. Mobley straight away. Works on Landale. Lost the handle. Aldama. He missed it. Credit Hunter who got back. A long lead pass to Mobley. Landale's a lone man back. He'll spray it off the ball for 3. Lonzo got knocked down. Aldama scoops it up. He'll baseball one ahead to Caldwell Pope. Some scrambly possessions here as time winds down in the first.
Yeah, I got to take a little bit more patience on that offensive end. Evan makes that nice strong spin move. Go ahead and shoot that basketball. Dunk it, flush it.
Landale got hooked and fouled by Hunter.
Porter goes strong. He's trying to get that little lob to Evan, and Landale does a good job of just kind of staying home. Nice rebound, good follow-up.
So far this has not been the easiest of seasons for the Grizzlies. For starters, 4 players, all of whom would be in the Grizzlies rotation, had yet to play in a single game this season. Coming into action tonight, Brandon Clark is recovering from knee surgery. Scottie Pippen toe surgery. Former Cav Ty Jerome has yet to make his Grizzly debut. And this man, Coach Izolo, just got Zach Edey back tonight. They've dropped 9 of their first 13 games. Earlier this month, the team suspended Ja Morant for a game for conduct detrimental to the team for reportedly a post-game exchange with his new head coach after a loss to the Lakers. So it has been a bumpy go so far in Memphis. This is game 3 of a 4-game road trip. As Landale's second free throw is no good. He also went over the line too early, so the ball goes over to the Cavaliers. Grizzlies 26, Cavaliers 18.
There's nothing worse than losing in the NBA. And, you know, they've lost 5 of 7, and it just festers itself. And everyone's a competitor. You do not want to lose. And you lose several games, all of the little cracks start to become crevices, and the aggravation with each other, and so it becomes difficult. But you can build from it, you can learn from it, or you can implode. And that's kind of where Memphis is right now. They're either going to get better or they're going to get worse.
Porter finds Allen, who's short-armed it. Again, you'd rather have these problems than the injury problems that both teams have experienced here in November as opposed to April and May.
That's right.
Get it all out of your system if you can, as Allen gambled. The ball comes to Jackson, and Jackson will storm his way down the lane and score.
A little bit of an overrun of the play. That's what I tell you, young kids watching the game. You never try not to overrun the play. You give up a layup, and Donovan Mitchell just made an unbelievable shot again. Wow.
He tried to draw a foul on Aldama.
He's getting good at that.
Mitchell now has 9 points. He's taken only 4 shots to do it. Caldwell Pope mid-range. He was too open. Rebounded by Mitchell. Let's see if Donovan can spark something here offensively. Lonzo rescues the possession, but his pass for Wade was batted by Williams. Up ahead to Aldama, who tracks it down, and he'll have to earn it as he gets fouled by Porter. Aldama will shoot the free throws when we come back.
Welcome back. Cavaliers trailing by 7. Last year, the Cavs sprinted off to the best start in the league. Now, Kenny Atkinson credits in large part their health to that. This year, the road's been a bit bumpier, but Donovan Mitchell is embracing being tested this early.
Who is joined by his friends.
I hate to sound like a sicko, but this is great. Like, to be honest, because last year you started 15-0, blowing teams out. You're never really mentally tested, right? The sky's not falling. These are great tests for us and great battles, and we're not worried as a group. We have things to fix. Don't get it twisted, but this is a good place and a good thing for us to learn.
You don't want to rationalize, but with all of these injuries, 13 games in, 8-5 is not the worst record in the world.
Oh, no. You got one of the most dynamic, prolific point guards in all of the league that hasn't played for a couple of games.
3 games, that's it. Right.
That's it. So you got to be realistic with that. I mean, and last year was a little bit of an anomaly. It was just kind of crazy, but everything was just kind of everything fell together correctly.
Almost every game.
Yeah.
Every game that was tight or was close, or even if they were trailing, everything seemed to work.
That's not normal.
No, and not just once. It wasn't just the 15 straight to start the season. There were 2 other 12-plus winning streaks.
Yeah.
I mean, unprecedented stuff.
No, and the way we're starting now is more realistic and what you would expect in a very tough conference.
Zach Edey just picked up a personal foul. This was unusual.
Wow.
That also was a clothesline. So Allen will clear off the cobwebs and shoot free throws here in what's been a slow-moving opening quarter. Everybody enjoyed their college football Saturdays.
Yeah, I know you did. Your Fighting Irish. I thought they were going to get waxed up there in Pittsburgh.
I thought Pitt was going to be it.
Narduzzi had those boys fired up. He was talking about locking the gates, throwing away the key. And
not bad on the road.
The Fighting Irish. I'm telling you, I'm smelling playoffs for the Fighting Irish. How about Texas A&M?
What a comeback.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought they were sunk. To 3-6 South Carolina, by the way. Wow, Mitchell got knocked down behind the play. Allen has that ball deflected out of his hands and out of bounds as Donovan is slow to his feet. It's been that kind of an opening quarter if you're just joining us. Disjointed, scrambly, ragged.
Donovan gets a hard screen from Jackson. He's set 2 or 3 of those screens tonight. I've seen him. He set a really hard back screen on Craig Porter. Here comes one from Zach Edey. They catch you on these back screens. And as a player, as a big guy, those are fun to set because you just get to knock the you know what out of the guard. He doesn't see you coming. It's kind of fun to rattle the cage a little bit.
Jared Allen hit an 18-footer to trim that Grizzlies lead to 5. Mitchell zigzags his way in toward Edey. Now backs up. Edey's got to be looking over his shoulder thinking, I better have somebody behind me. Mitchell's going to pull up, and Edey blocks that shot. John Conchar has checked in. He grabs the loose ball as Conchar chugs into the forecourt. Deals to Jackson, who leads into a 3. And we have a foul here. I think this might be on Edey and Mitchell both fell down. The indication made by John Conley is that Donovan pulled Edey down.
Cavaliers fouls on number 45, Donovan Mitchell.
He's trying to post up Donovan. He's got him behind him. And
so our referee, John Conley, said it was Mitchell who pulled Edey back and down. So Mitchell gets assessed the personal. Edey, a 71% free throw shooter, misses his first. It's been like that for the first 11 minutes.
It's been the longest first quarter in the history of basketball. I don't know what's going on. Everybody has fouls, and this is just awkward.
Crowd's restless.
Something's going to happen here.
Supposed to be a nice, enjoyable early evening here inside Rocket Arena.
This is a cantankerous, odd game right now.
Donovan Mitchell. You know what the good news is? We have 3 quarters remaining. Here's Porter. He'll fire one over to Lonzo Ball. Ball shakes. Ball fires. And Ball knocks it down.
Yeah, nice play by the Cavs. Good shot by Lonzo there.
Whoa, Mitchell nearly up over the top of the signage down there and into some happy fans. More good news that Cavs trail this ball game by but 3 despite shooting south of 35% here in this first quarter.
Haven't shot it great, but fought their way right back into it, showing some grit.
Spencer got stymied. Jackson for 3. Jackson leads the way for the Grizzlies. He has 10 first quarter points. Mitchell directs traffic with about a 6-second difference between game clock and shot clock. John Conchar stands on the Cavalier logo and leans on Donovan. Mitchell goes to work. Conchar got caught leaning. That is a bad spot to be in. You get too close to Donovan Mitchell, and he's going to catch you leaning every time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's like guarding a porcupine. He's gonna light you up. You get too close. He does. I mean, he's well within boundaries of a legal play too. It's just straight up, and he's so strong. He can take the contact. He stops quickly, and the defender's still closing. That's a foul.
It's interesting, when the unnatural movement rule was defined a couple of seasons ago, one of the things that we were told by the officiating folks is something you're still allowed to always do. If you have a player creeping up your back, you can legally stop. And if that player runs into you, that foul is on that player from behind every single time.
Even better yet, when you're going up to shoot, you have to stop. So that makes it even more obvious.
Coward re-enters. Cedric Coward, by the way, became the first player in NBA history in his first 10 games to average 15 points a night at a 50, 40, 90 clip. No other player had ever done that in his first 10 games in the NBA until Cedric Coward, this man with the basketball, did it this year. Edey, time winding down, in and out. And the first quarter is over.
Well, the Cavs did a good job fighting their way back into this game. Saw a little better balance towards the end there. shoot it a little bit better. Cavs will have a great opportunity to do so in the second quarter.
The Cavs close the quarter on a modest 10-4 run as on to the second quarter we go here in downtown Cleveland.
Welcome back. Cavaliers trailing by 4 heading into the second quarter here with Mr. Cavalier, Austin Carr, and AC. How would you assess how the Cavs started this game?
Well, I think the Cavaliers are starting to show a little bit more promise now. I'd like to see them move the ball more on offense, get more people involved in the scoring, and defensively, stop allowing dribble penetration.
Guys, I'm also being told by Grizzlies PR that Ja is going to be out the rest of this game with calf soreness.
Big news. Thank you, Sarita. Ja Morant, whose last 2 seasons were simply wrought with injuries. He has appeared in 12 of the 14 games this season. But Ja Morant, as Serena reported, is out for the remainder of the game with calf soreness. He missed the Grizzlies' last game with ankle soreness, says Larry Nance into the ball game. The Cavaliers commit a turnover. We're just underway here in the second. Grizzlies 32, Cavaliers 28. Cavs start this quarter with Nance, Mobley, Merrill, Mitchell, and Naquan Tomlin, who continues to earn minutes from Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah, Naquan's played great every time he's been on the floor. Got to give him some of those minutes. It's been outstanding.
Nance and Tomlin double team Jackson. Jackson ultimately is fouled.
AC talking about stopping that dribble penetration. One good way to do it is Ja Morant not to come back. That helps out a lot. Hope the young man's okay, but he walks away. Boy, that stops a lot of that dribble drive.
These teams committed 17 combined fouls in the first quarter. First foul of the second comes 38 seconds in. The Cavs are teaming up with Cleveland Metro Parks to present the City Edition jersey. Shop the City Edition jersey and collection featuring tees, hoodies, and more at Cavs.com/shop. Here's Sam Merrill. Merrill to the elbow, and we have a foul called.
Offensive foul on the Cavaliers.
Apparently, the indication by Jason Goldenberg is that Merrill threw an elbow into the oncoming Caldwell Pope.
He was going to take a blow from Caldwell Pope. He just had his arm up, but okay.
Jalen Wells is back in the ball game. He's badgered by Tomlin. Wells picked up 2 early fouls. He'll feed Jaren Jackson. Jackson works on Nance, and Jackson draws another foul. Jackson has already taken 5 free throws here in this first half.
It's interesting about Jackson, which makes him such an interesting player. He uses both hands. I mean, he uses his left hand extremely well around the basket as well as his right hand. So you can get to him, but you better be ready. You better be square because he can go either way with either hand. Gives you a lot of problems.
After last season, he was selected as an all-star for the second time and named to the all-defensive second team. This man agreed to a reported massive 5-year extension during the offseason. He is a big-time offensive weapon, as you mentioned, Brad. Can go either way easily, naturally.
And shoots the three well. Yeah. He's a heck of a player. Heck of a player.
There's a hole in his game. He plays defense. We know what he does there. Defensive player of the year a couple of seasons ago. Doesn't rebound particularly well for his size.
That's right. That's the only thing is he is not a prolific rebounder, which you would think he would be with his defensive prowess, shot blocking, and all that.
Tomlin took the Mitchell feed. Tomlin had it knocked away, and here comes Jackson. Jackson puts his head down, tried to shed. Tomlin ran over one of the Cavaliers. And we have a blocking foul called as Nance ended up on his back.
Well, that was a late block call.
22, Larry Nance Jr. His third.
So Junior's picked up his third in a minute and a half. He was being pulled, by the way, by Edey.
Yeah, I mean, he's trapped there under Edey. Edey's got him locked down there. Nance is in a good spot there. I think it would have been a good no call. I think that's fair.
Larry was saying either I was set,
something happened,
or I got pushed into the oncoming Jackson.
Yeah, he got swallowed up by Zach Edey there.
I just fell down. That can't be mine. That cannot be foul.
We allowed Larry to explain himself. Jackson makes both free throws. It's a 9-point game. Larry's none too thrilled.
He shouldn't be. That's a tough call. That's not a good call.
Larry's brother Pete, by the way, was in action with the Wisconsin Herd against the Charge last night. We'll talk more about that as this game unfolds. As Naquan Tomlin kept that play alive. It comes to Mobley. Back to Tomlin. Tomlin took a dribble and drew the foul. Edey picks up his second.
Foul number 14, Zach Edey. His second.
And remember, it was Tomlin who salvaged that possession to begin with.
Tell you what, Naquan is in a bad spot. Got 7'5", 320-pound guy. Naquan just kind of disappears into the abyss there.
Mobley hits a three as we come back to action. Mobley has 9. Edey is a monster.
He's a big dude, man. Naquan's like 2 Naquans.
Naquan rejected that shot from behind. Will be Grizzly basketball. Tomlin with the emphatic block. Look at this windup.
Nice job. That's just aggressiveness by Naquan. Boy, he's so aggressive.
Wells, way long. We're in the twilight zone here for the first 14
I'm with you. I just can't quite get a rhythm here.
Mobley across the lane. 80 rebounds. Vince Williams has a 3, fires a 3, and Kansas. Kenny Atkinson has seen enough. He'll take a timeout. Network Dealers by MGM Northfield Park, featuring world-class gaming, dining, racing, and entertainment. Find your fun at MGM Northfield Park, and by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealer. Congratulations to the Charge. 115-113 winners last night over the Wisconsin Herd. Here's what they wanted. Watch Travers at the rim. There it is. Luke Travers finishing off the alley-oop from Darius Brown with 1.1 seconds remaining for the game winner. Travers at a game-high 21. Norjet Omier had an efficient 18. Chaney Johnson, a double-double off the bench, 17 and 10. We mentioned Pete Nance was in action with the Wisconsin Herd. Also Victor Oladipo, who's making a comeback attempt. 4,600 at Public Square. What a wonderful venue. Get your tickets. Yeah, get your tickets at clevelandcharge.com. Nance for 3. Those two teams play again tonight at 7:30. Again, you can get your tickets all season long at clevelandcharge.com. It's just a wonderful organization. They do a terrific job. A great chance to get up close, personal, and see some of the stars of tomorrow. Here's one defending. Naquan Tomlin working on Wells. Wells, pump fakes, and it's called for a 3-second violation.
Nice job by Tomlin. Good defense.
Let's check in with Serena.
Well, John, that was one of the more animated Donovan Mitchell huddles I have seen. He just sat there and said, look, guys, we are letting them do whatever they want to do. We've got to go in these next 30 seconds in this game and figure things out. Keep being very aggressive defensively. Let's see what they can do here.
Donovan's Cavs, Brad, have not scored a single paint point in the last 10 minutes.
Talk about it all the time. It's critical. It's vital.
And guess who went directly to the paint?
Absolutely. You have to establish that interior in basketball, period. You have to be able to dominate that paint area and make that defense have to build from the middle of the lane out. If you don't do that, you shoot the ball consistently from the perimeter, the defense just gets to stand. Everybody just gets to stand and watch and turn and box out. We'll figure that out.
We pause for a word from Alson Jewelers.
When it's time to shop for an engagement ring, visit Alson Jewelers for an unparalleled selection of exquisite diamonds and engagement rings. Alson Jewelers, how Cleveland says I do.
When you see the three-point shot numbers versus the two-point shot numbers, these players are acutely aware, Brad, of the fact that at times they've been settling for the three-point shot. The paint numbers indicate that clearly as well.
Yeah, I think the thing is today's game is so wide open and so forward-facing. Everybody shoots the basketball. And so I think you got to coach it. You got to coach it a little differently. You got to coach it a little tighter. You got to really get on guys to execute, take better shots closer to the basket. It's this pace era we're in where everyone's playing so fast, it leaves gaps and caverns on the floor. You step into one of those, and a lot of times it's 25 feet from the basket, and people think it's a good shot. It's not a good shot.
Vince Williams was called for the foul. Aldama Grabs the defensive rebound. Here is Williams. He puts his head down. He'll find Wells for three. Shot doesn't go. Aldama went over the top of Mobley, and he tips it in.
Guys are just so talented shooting these 20, 25, 30 feet shots. They make a lot of them. So you start to think that's normal. It's not. That's normal what Evan Mobley just did. We need about 50 of those a game.
Mobley returns fire over Aldama. The Memphis lead is 9. Just over 4 minutes in second quarter as Tomlin gets whistled for a foul. That, by the way, is the 25th combined foul already of this first half.
Memphis has just been aggressive here, just going through us and making the bucket. You go to the end. This is where I want to see his feet around that little semicircle there in front of the goal. That's where I want to get goals from the rest of the night.
Lonzo Ball has re-entered. Here's Jock Landale. Spray went off to Aldama. Aldama thought about it, took it to the paint. He'll spin and score. Aldama now has 7 points off the Grizzly bench. Ball's pass intended for Mobley, ends up out of bounds. Cavaliers now have coughed it up 8 times here in half number 1. For frame of reference, average turnovers per team last season was a little bit over 14. That was miscue number 8 for Kenny's bunch here tonight.
Yeah, just a little bit of focus there, a little little sense of urgency. Understanding what you're trying to accomplish every time you go down the floor. There should always be a baseline understanding of what you're trying to get to offensively, every time.
Landale, rebounded by Wade. Wade, Merrill, Ball, Tomlin, and Mobley are on the floor for the Cavaliers. Lonzo Ball down the lane, a nifty feed finds Tomlin. Tomlin loves to break out of those corners baseline as Tomlin connects. Then at the other end, Tomlin with a rejection.
How about Naquan Tomlin? Big bucket on one end and great defensive play on the other.
Thought about a three, shrugs off Conchar. Rebounded by Aldama.
Naquan's in there throwing bows, being aggressive. We like to see that activity.
Spencer angles on a Landale screen, sweeps one over to Aldama. Aldama's been effective here in this first half. Not that time. Rebounded by Merrill. Merrill sprints in towards Spencer through some contact. He got sideswiped and fouled.
Tell you what, Naquan Tomlin, this guy trying to earn himself a spot. Nice block, just great effort on the defensive end. He goes to the offensive end, makes a nice layup.
So Naquan Tomlin, over his last 2 games in 40 minutes, has scored 27 points. He's grabbed a dozen rebounds, 9 on the offensive glass.
His body, he's like a live wire.
If you don't smile watching Naquan
I love
Tomlin,
watching him play. He just plays so hard, man.
Right.
He's coming after you. He's not going backwards. It ain't happening. Naquan's coming at you.
Kenny talked about Naquan before the game. He said he's come back a lot stronger. He said his hip strength was an area that they identified that he needed to be stronger. He did exactly that. And he stressed one thing about Naquan, he is not afraid.
No, he ain't scared of nothing. Not at all.
Spencer, he'll find Coward. Coward's picked up by Allen. A skip pass ends up in the hands of Conchar. Into Landale, blocked by Wade. Landale gets it back and hammers it home.
Wow. Good block by Wade. Great help. I didn't know Landale had those kind of hops.
Allen off the Lonzo feed in toward Landale. He'll bank and score.
Another basket in that semicircle. Let's chip away at these guys. Wear them out inside. Jared Allen's best footwork on this basketball team. Let him go to work. Give him the basketball.
Coward comes and gets it from Landale. He's defended by Hunter. Now it's Spencer. Spencer works on Wade. Aldama with 5 to shoot. Unloads over Merrill. That was an ill-advised shot, and it's grabbed by Allen. Lonzo has his head up. Ball slows and surveys. It goes to Allen, and Allen draws the foul.
I think, did Lonzo mean to make that pass? Let's see what happens here. I don't know if he meant to. Yeah, I think he meant to make that. Wow, what a play by Lonzo Ball.
The Grizzlies want a timeout. We'll take one as well.
And Craig Porter, Tyrese Proctor, Jalen Tyson have been phenomenal. I don't think you see that if we go 15-0, right? Like, you know, I don't think you see that. So when we come to the playoffs, we know, they know, you know, the moments.
No question, that's the silver lining when you have players out of the lineup. Darius Garland has appeared in only 3 games. You see Max Strus there. He has yet to play this season. Naquan Tomlin played 5 games for the Cavs a season ago. He has gotten a legit chance, and opportunity knocks. Naquan answers.
Naquan ain't messing around. This is a business trip. Every time he walks on the floor, he has played great. Serena, do you have more?
Love that, Brad. Well, like Kenny also said about Naquan looking down the lineup, this is a huge compliment. He goes, now knowing what he has in Naquan, maybe you're in the playoffs. You've got a first-round playoff game, and you need a spark, right? Now he might throw him in there because now he's got a feel for who he is as a player. So that just goes back to the bright spots of these parts of the season. He would not have known that if Tomlin didn't get those opportunities.
Guess what you've just recruited yourself to doing? All of the reads in the second
I kind of
half.
wasn't paying attention.
All of the throws to commercial.
I was looking at the hot dog vendor over there, and I heard
yours.
Serena's voice, and I figured I would just keep talking. I was trying to get the guys' attention to bring me a hot dog.
Your resume just got built big time.
I'm good.
Whoa, is Coward threw that one into the 3rd row. Coach Izolo looks none too pleased. 5:04 to go here in the first half. Grizzlies 46, Cavaliers 40. You joined us. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, just been a game, just with fouls and turning the ball over, and just really struggling. Both teams are kind of struggling to score the basketball a little bit. So it's been an interesting game. It's been an odd game. One I think the Cavs can figure out a way to win, though. They just need to put together some good runs. We haven't seen that big Cavalier run yet, and they always have a couple of them during the game.
Lonzo Ball, got it. And oh, by the way, the Cavs have the great equalizer at number 45.
Every time. You like that switch, and before you know it, anything. And Sam Merrill as well.
It's a 1-possession game. Cam Spencer looks for an opening. Now it's Conchar who directs traffic. Hunter tapped that away from Aldama, who recaptured. Aldama across the lane, took a number of steps, and finds an open Conchar. Craig Porter has re-entered. He'll use an Allen screen. Play peekaboo behind Big J.A. and lean into a 12-footer. He gets another offensive rebound, does Porter. Ball now zips one over and finds Wade. 5 to shoot. Porter goes and gets it. Back he goes to Allen. It got deflected. Jared's going to have to hurry. The ball's on the floor, and it would have been a shot clock violation, but the Grizzlies got possession right before the buzzer. Conchar off to Aldama, who got Hunter on a flyby.
Well, Aldama's got a nice stroke, doesn't he? Give him enough time. That shot looks like it's almost automatic.
It's his 5th season with the Grizzlies. He certainly has shown the ability to stretch the floor. Lonzo off to Allen, and Allen guides it in.
Nice pass by Lonzo for sending Jarrett to the basket. Good strong finish, too, by Jarrett Allen.
Jaren Jackson looks to slice toward the basket. Allen got a piece of it as Allen ends up with a loose ball.
Nice job, Jarrett Allen, being aggressive on that defensive end. Coming back to the offense, give it to the big fella.
Lonzo quickly rewarded Allen on the other end, and Jared drew the foul.
Love the aggressiveness of Jarrett Allen inside. He is just so unique as a player because of his footwork. Lonzo, nice pass, just shovels it to the big fella, he throws it down. Then on the other end, that always ever-present defense of rim protection by Jarrett Allen.
Jackson had been going to work on a number of the other Cavs. Allen, however, says no. Jackson has 15 first-half points, 8 of which have come at the line. Another impressive thing about Jared is he's able to do everything that he does on the defensive end, and he fouls relatively very little.
Yeah, no, he's an excellent defender. Uses timing and space extremely well, a lot like Evan. So you just don't see him commit many fouls. Smart player.
Porter badgers Williams. He nearly stripped him. Williams recovers. He goes down the lane. Oh, brother.
My goodness. Porter was defending the heck out of him. You got to step in front, give him a little bit of help.
Mitchell gets called for an offensive foul. That's going to be number 3 on Donovan.
His third. No team foul.
He teetered over the top of Williams. Williams sold it, and that's number 3. Coward tracks down the lead pass, goes in toward Donovan, who has to be careful here. Mobley gets called for the foul. Mobley thought he had it cleanly on the Jackson effort. Kenny's checking with his bench to see if he wants to use a coach's challenge. There's some wrist.
Got him on the hand there. Good call.
The line for the Grizzlies.
Jackson now has drawn 6 big fouls. We mentioned the Grizzlies got a sizable haul in the trade of Desmond Bane this summer to the Magic. Along with picking up Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, the Grizzlies got 4 first-round picks and a pick swap. They also got Cole Anthony, who they bought out and waived. He ended up in Milwaukee. But, I mean, you want to talk about stocking the assets.
Yeah, man.
The coffers are full moving forward.
Matter of time. Build that program, and a couple of years down the road, they're going to be dynamite.
Ja Morant left this ball game midway through the first quarter with calf soreness. The Grizzlies with 2.5 to go here in the first half lead this ball game 55-46. Hunter leaned upon by Coward as DeAndre Hunter's runner is through.
Nice play. Good job stepping into that paint. I like the fact we're not settling for threes, man. We're trying to figure it out, John. We're trying to be more efficient and effective.
Edey. Rebounded by the Grizzlies. Coward. Back he goes to Edey once again. He'll feed the post into Jackson. Jackson twirls. That's no good. Rebounded by Wade, as Wade was the original defender. Hunter leans into a 3.
There you go. Come back. Mix it up. Nice little three-point shot. DeAndre's starting to cook a little bit. Keep letting him touch that basketball.
Edey shovels back to Williams. Now it's Wells. Wells has an answer.
Deep 3 by Wells. Good defense by the Cavaliers.
Lonzo Ball bounces off to Allen. Allen lost it momentarily. That's saved by Vince Williams. The loose ball eventually is grabbed by Edey. Williams, alley-oop, he'll find Wells. Wells almost had a block from behind by Allen. A foul is called, and Wells has a chance for 3.
Boy, Cavs just got discombobulated a little bit. Jarrett lost that basketball. They get out. Memphis did a good job in transition, attacking the basket. Just a little bit late getting back to it. Jarrett got him with a lot of body there.
So the foul is on Allen. That's only his first. Wells gives Memphis a 10-point lead.
Good foul. I like to see him knock that ball away a little bit harder so he can't get that shot off, but he hit him with the body. He didn't mean to foul him. He's trying to get the basketball.
Hunter trying to take a lob feed from Allen, and out of bounds it goes. That's the Cavs' 12th turnover here in this first half.
Really got to figure out how to settle down on turning that basketball over. That's what's keeping them out of getting back to a lead in this basketball game. Is the turnovers, John. It really hurt us tonight. Give Memphis a lot of credit. Got to do a better job taking care of that basketball.
Wells from the corner. That's tipped and grabbed eventually by Lonzo Ball. Headman pass finds Porter. Porter thought about it. He drew Jackson. Feeds an open Wade. Wade didn't shoot it. He puts it on the floor as he's pursued by Wells. Lonzo lines up a 3. Hey! And knocks it down.
That's a tough shot, but a big shot. We needed that from Lonzo Ball. Cavaliers got a good shot out of that. You made a basket. Let's get on the defensive end. Let's really defend. Talk, communicate, box out Edey. Stop these guys.
Williams lost it. He appeared to hurt himself as well as Williams is limping. That's all Coach Izolo needs is more injuries. The Grizzlies have already lost over 60 man games. And we are just 13+ games into this season. There's a look at Williams. Played his prep ball at St. John's Jesuit in Toledo. Oh, brother.
Oh, I hate to see that. And you see that especially as an ex-player, you see somebody do that, it hurts to watch. It just hurts because you know that pain.
Let me tell you something, even not as an ex-player.
Yeah, it just hurts.
That hurts. Shot clock off. Mitchell back in. Donovan works on Jalen Wells. Looks for an opening. Wheeling off to Hunter. Hunter puts it on the floor. Hunter fires. And the second quarter is over. Brad, quickly, what does Kenny have to talk about at the half?
Be more ball protective. Take care of that basketball movement. We've got to rebound the ball better. Just got to play better overall. Get better shots. Play better defense, period.
Coming up on the Ken Ganley Kia halftime report, Kaylee and AC dive into the numbers, and Brad breaks down the first half. You're watching Cavs basketball on FanDuel Sports Network. Grizzlies by 7 as we get you set for the second half. It is time now for our Bring It Home thought of the night presented by Rocket. As moments ago, Serena was joined by assistant coach Trevor Hendry.
Thanks, John. Coach, what was the message in there at halftime?
Yeah, we got to find energy. We got to find energy. We're like going through the motions right now. 12 turnovers is uncharacteristic for us. We got to find ways to pick up our energy, pick up our intensity level.
Is there anything schematically that you focus on, or was it just about that?
No, we're just focused on us right now. We got to find a way internally to play better, and once we do that, we'll be fine.
Appreciate you. Guys.
Off we go here in the third quarter. Ja Morant started this ball game. He exited midway through the first quarter with a calf injury. He's been replaced here to start this second half by Vince Williams as that Mobley shot doesn't go. Can Allen dig it out? He does. Back to Merrill. Off to Mitchell. That ball's knocked out of bounds last off the hand of DeAndre Hunter, and it belongs to the Grizzlies.
Great opportunity for the Cavaliers. You know, John, the best teams I ever played on in college or pro were teams that focused on themselves. When you were playing poorly, it didn't really matter what the other team was doing. It was about how well you could play because you're a good team, you're fundamentally sound. So let's fix our processes. If we do that, it takes care of everything else. And I think that's where we're at with this Cavs team.
Donovan Mitchell gets called for a reach-in, and that is 4 on the 4th leading scorer in the NBA. Jackson looks to barge baseline on Mobley. Got there, but his shot doesn't go. It's tipped out of bounds. Cavs ball. Opening minute, third quarter. Hunter elevates. He has that high release point, doesn't he, Brad?
Boy, he does. He can really get going. He's so long anyway. He gets that shot up top. There's no one that can touch it. You can see DeAndre needs to be even more aggressive. Just be a scorer extraordinaire on that offensive end.
Jackson picks up his dribble, returns it to Williams. Williams draws a double near the sideline. Back to Jackson. Jackson's going to have to fire up a 9-1-1 3. 80 warded off Allen. A foul is called. Hunter picks up the personal. 80 with all that size. He was battling Allen. He was holding Allen off with one arm, and he reeled it in with the other.
So big, so powerful. Great job, Bo. Jarrett was battling, trying to get the position.
80 is making his season debut. Recovered from off-season ankle surgery. He's in his second season. The Big Edie had a strong close to his rookie campaign, and he was selected to the all-rookie first team. 62-56 is the Memphis lead. Mitchell is picked up here by Vince Williams. He'll veer off a Evan Mobley screen. Hunter comes and gets it. Hunter shakes into a long 2. He tried to draw a foul. Jalen Wells grabs the loose ball. Wells was a great find of the Grizzlies 2 drafts ago. Picked in the second round. Started a ton of games in his 2-year career as Edie with all that length.
Really difficult when Edie sets that high screen on Jackson. Do the big switch. They rub each other off so hard on that screen. You got to get under Edie and stop him before he get that ball, before he can move his feet.
Donovan Mitchell winds his way into a 15-footer as Allen will make Edie earn it. Zach Edey got really low that time down.
Impressive how fast he ran the floor. Edey sprinted down the floor. And you got to get to him before he even gets a chance to start moving, kind of see if you can mess him up a little bit on his footwork just by getting up and under him.
Edey was the two-time National Player of the Year at Purdue in both 23 and 24. He led the Boilermakers to the championship game 2 seasons ago where they fell to UConn. Slid to 9th overall a couple of drafts ago where he was picked by these Grizzlies.
I think he shocked people in this league, though, last year because you see his size. You just don't expect him to be able to move as well. You don't see a lot of guys this size that are usable, using the game today other than Wemby. And he's proven everyone wrong. He can run, got good hands, he can shoot the three a little bit, but he dominates that paint.
Jackson wheels on Mobley. He had it knocked away and out of bounds. Jackson is just 3 of 12 from the field. However, he's gone 10 of 11 from the line for a game-high 17 as he continues to attack the goal.
Yeah, he's been very aggressive. Nothing going away from the basket. He's taking a couple of threes, but most of the time he's going to that goal using both of those hands like we talked about in the first half.
Coward off to Edey. Edey's off to a really nice start here in this third as he has a chance for 3.
Good catch by Edey there. Coward makes a nice little pass. There's not a whole lot you can do once he gets going upward. Got to get to him quicker.
You mentioned Coward who made that feed. The Grizzlies traded a first and 2 seconds to Portland on draft day to move up 5 slots to grab Coward at number 11 out of Washington State. It was the 2nd straight season they picked a Washington State Cougar as Jalen Wells also played for Washington State. Mobley off to Mitchell, extra pass, Merrill, got it.
Oh, that one extra pass, that's Cavalier basketball right there. That's what we want to see.
That's what you were talking about at the top of the telecast.
We talked about it in the open, that's right. Get good balance on the floor, make that extra pass. The ball outruns the ability to move your feet defensively and keep up. You'll always have someone open.
Jackson went to the left hand over Mobley. It grazes iron, way short. Mitchell. Stutter steps, took it away from Edey. Hill floated up and in. Donovan Mitchell now has 14.
Let them go as far as they're going to allow you. If they're not going to stop Donovan Mitchell, keep going deeper and deeper, and that's what he did.
Coward. Cedric Coward, a nice prospect in his rookie season. Mitchell tries to draw a foul on Williams. He does not get it. Long lead pass finds Williams. Got back in time, and Williams can't finish. Mobley now on the hop. He'll curl to the corner, square up on Jackson. Wells taps it away from Merrill and out of bounds.
Ball movement's what we talk about with the Cavaliers. You see a nice pass into Jared. He kicks it to Evan, right back over to Donovan. Wide open in the corner of Sam Merrill. A lot of more. Let's get a steady diet of that. Inside out, inside out.
And the Grizzlies will use a coach's challenge on that out of bounds call. We'll sort it out when we get back.
Memphis has taken a timeout to challenge the ruling of an out of bounds.
This review is presented by Zoom. Find out what's possible in Work Connects with Zoom Workplace.
Here in the third quarter as we take a look at the live odds courtesy of FanDuel. These are third quarter odds only. Memphis leads the quarter 11-9. You can play the Cavs on the money line at a -192. The over-under sits at 60.5. If you want the Cavs and the over, you can parlay at a +171. As for the Sprite Coaches Challenge, it has been won by Tuomas Isolo and the Grizzlies. That ball hit off Sam Merrill last. Wells deflected it. Then off the left hand of Merrill and out of bounds. So it's Grizzly basketball. Memphis enjoys the 72-63 lead. Cavs are looking for a spark here in the second half. Coward back to Landale for a high arcing three that's rebounded by the Cavaliers' Sam Merrill. And the Cavs turn it over. Serena, what do you have?
Kenny said, look, guys, it's not physical right now. I pointed to his head. He said, look, it's mental. We've just got to refocus. We've got to come together, and we'll be fine. But it's all about the mental right now.
Cavs turn it over for the 13th time. Coward pressured by Lonzo Ball. Ball hit 3 threes in the first half. Spencer leans, missed badly as Mobley altered that shot. We approach the 7-minute mark. Ball, Wade, Hunter, Merrill, and Mobley make up the Cavalier 5. A good pass by Hunter freed up Wade for a wide open 3. Coward, Caldwell Pope, Aldama, Landale, and Spencer are on the floor for the Grizzlies. Spencer backs up. Waits for a Landale screen, rejects it, feeds Coward for a triple. Mobley hauls in the long rebound.
They're at the lid on that basket, John. But both teams just struggling to get a ball to stay down. Getting good looks at it. Just got to keep chipping away. It's one of those days where it's not perfect, so how do you handle the duress? Nice job by Dean Wade going to the goal, getting something easy.
A patient move by Dean cuts that Grizzly lead to 7.
I think that's the key, is the patience. That's a great term, and that's what we got to have.
Coward worked himself inside. His shot doesn't go, but Coward will shoot free throws.
See, Coward gets posted up down there, makes a turn. Let's see. Evan hits on the ball there.
Coward began his collegiate career at Willamette University. That's a Division III program in Oregon. Then he played 2 seasons at Eastern Washington before heading to Washington State last season. Following last season, he actually entered the transfer portal and was headed to Duke before eventually deciding to enter the draft. And it looks like this young man has made an excellent decision.
Yeah, going to Duke would have ruined it. You don't want to go over there.
I saw that one coming.
Yeah. We have to fix him, just like we've had to fix Proctor. We've had to undo a lot of stuff. So.
I'd say regardless, Tyrese Proctor is in good shape.
Yes, sir.
He has been fixed or righted or trained the right way, however you want to put it. Mobley gets fouled. Landale commits the personal. Tyrese Proctor has not played in this ballgame, but boy, he has already played significant, meaningful minutes for this Cavalier team. As there's the foul by the Aussie Landale.
Nice post up by Evan Mobley, been strong with that basketball around the goal. Love it.
That man Landale played his collegiate ball at St. Mary's College. He's a teammate of Matt Dellavedova's as Team Australia claimed bronze in Tokyo back in 2021. As we pause for a word from Ken Ganley Kia.
Hey fans, while you're enjoying the game, go online to KenGanleyKia.com to get our lowest price. I want to see you in a Ken Ganley Kia.
John Michael, Brad Doherty, and Serena Winter as we pass the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Grizzlies 74, Cavaliers a 66. Game 2 of a 6-game homestand. The Cavaliers are looking for their 9th win of the season. That's game number 14. Around the horn it goes to Caldwell Pope. Contavious puts it on the floor. He got to the rim, missed the shot. The putback by Landale does not go. And Naquan Tomlin, who has re-entered, grabs the rebound. Naquan across the lane, finds Wade. A gorgeous pass by Tomlin set up the play, and the Grizzlies need a timeout.
Just the energy that Naquan brings into the game. You can just see the difference in the energy. Great pass by Tomlin.
Watch this feed. Wade out of the corner. Naquan found him. Grizzlies have the ball out of this timeout. We'll set the lineups for you in just a moment. Spencer sends one over to Conchar. Naquan Tomlin is back on the floor. He gave the Cavaliers some life on the other side of the break as Caldwell Pope deals to Conchar in the corner. Lonzo Ball hauls in his team-leading 7th rebound of the evening. Wade thought about a 3, puts it on the floor. Mobley!
Good scramble on the defensive end by the Cavaliers. Really like their aggressiveness. Ended up with a strong rebound. Got a lot of activity on the floor by the Cavs. Tomlin's bringing a tremendous energy. See if they can build on it.
Caldwell Pope can't penetrate. Aldama makes a 15-footer. his effectiveness continues. Aldama now has a dozen points. He's grabbed 10 big rebounds off that Memphis bench.
Very poised when he catches that basketball. He doesn't rush or hurry. Takes a lot of shots.
Wade gets into a turnover. Landale down low, twists on Mobley. Mobley rebounds. Mobley to the foul line, got stalled by Landale. Hunter drives, gives back to Mobley, and Mobley figure rolls it home.
Yeah, attacking the basket. Great job by the Cavaliers. Evan made a nice pass over to Hunter, and Hunter comes right back at him. Didn't settle for a jump shot. Both of those guys end up about 8 feet from the basket. Layup opportunity.
Mitchell, Allen, and Porter will check in at the next dead ball. Spencer put his head down. He should not get continuation here, I don't believe. That foul is on Hunter.
Nice job here. DeAndre turns the corner, gets a little body there. Landale goes there to help, which he's supposed to do. And that leaves a wide open layup opportunity for Evan Mobley. Good basketball by the Cavs.
Spencer appeared in 25 games last season as a rookie on a two-way contract. He's come out shooting well this season. Spent 3 seasons in the Patriot League, Loyola of Maryland, 1 season in the Big Ten at Rutgers, then 1 in the Big East with UConn, where he won a national title. He was named to the 2024 NCAA All-Tournament team. So his older brother Pat with the Golden State Warriors. So a couple of Spencers in the NBA. Grizzlies 77, Cavaliers 70. Allen, Mitchell, Ball, Porter, and Tomlin for the Cavs. Ball's pass was tipped. Caldwell Pope leaks out.
A little bit of timing was an issue on that particular play for the Cavaliers. Ball wants to cut over top and then throw that ball back, potentially to Jarrett to get it to Donovan, and it just a little bit mistimed there. But I like the idea, I like the play.
Mitchell over the top to Allen. Allen tried to sift it back to Tomlin on the wing. The Grizzlies, to their credit, have been active. A lot of deflections on that end of the floor.
Yeah, they've been very active on that defensive end, and it doesn't look like a team that's lost 5 out of their last 6 games or 7 games. They're playing hard.
Mitchell takes the handoff from Allen. He checks the shot clock. It now shows 3. A pull-up over Caldwell Pope. Landale rebounds. It was knocked away by Porter. It comes to Allen, and Allen lays it in. And those are the hustle plays that have defined Craig Porter Jr. over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, give Craig all the credit on that, keeping that ball alive, not giving up on that play.
I think Craig jammed his finger as that Conchar 3 doesn't go. 2.5 remains here in the third. Lonzo bounces off to Allen. Allen gets fouled as he knifed toward the basket. Craig does continue to shake his left hand.
His third, team second.
We've seen grimacing there. Good job knocking that ball away. And Jarrett being
2 shots.
Aware.
Jarrett Allen.
Talked about the little things that Porter could do. He's also an underrated screener. He can step out and hit 3s on pick and pops. You can enter the Vegas Crib Sweeps presented by Kenda Tire, the official partner of the Cavs Cup tournament, for your chance to win a trip to the NBA Cup Championship. Enter now at Cavs.com/Kenda Tire Sweeps. It's a 5-point game. Conchars cautiously over the timeline where he's picked up by Tyrese Proctor, who has just checked in to see his first action of the evening. Kenny now has gone 11 deep. Jackson floats it up and in. He has a team high 19. Porter thought about a 3. He'll fade away and fire over Aldama. Jackson grabs the loose ball.
Spot. Yeah, Craig got himself a tough spot there and took a tough shot.
Aldama back over his head to Jackson. Jackson's struggles from the field continue as that ball hit who last? It hit the Cavs. Donovan is signaling for a potential coach's challenge. Kenny's assistants are taking a look. And Kenny will challenge. No, and now I thought I heard somebody down there say, no, we're good. Kenny will challenge. It looks like there was some confusion down there as Kenny has a word with Donovan.
Cleveland has taken a timeout to
Darius will come out and have a word. When we come back, we'll take a look at the replay.
With Zoom Workplace.
After review, the ball is last touched by Memphis. Therefore, the challenge is successful. Cleveland will retain its timeout and the ability for a second challenge for the remainder of the game. Cleveland will inbound the ball on the baseline with a new 24.
Here's instituted a Sprite Coaches Challenge, and they remain unbeaten. Kenny Atkinson is a perfect 13-0. That ball hit a Grizzly last. Andrew Olson's the assistant back there who makes the call on these plays, and it did hit the fingertip of Jock Landale last, so the Cavs are a perfect 13 for 13. Congratulations once again. There's Andrew, the Olson family, welcoming their first
congratulations
into this world.
Absolutely.
Great stuff. Here's Sam Merrill. Meanwhile, his three is in and out. The loose ball is tracked down by Williams. Williams rolled his ankle earlier in this ball game. He's back on the floor. Jackson looks to penetrate. He'll bank and miss. Edey can't tip it in. Jackson gets it back. He hit the other side of the rim. Conchar in the corner. He'll shovel back to Williams. Jackson twists and fires a three.
That was a scrambly play on the offensive end. Both teams fighting for that ball. Cavs couldn't quite come away with it. Jackson was a tough shot.
Jackson had been 1 for his last 10 before that quick trigger three, as Donovan Mitchell has an answer. Under a minute remains here in the third.
Nice play by Donovan coming right around that corner. A little jackknife play on the elbow. He makes those all night long. See if we can get him heated up here.
Wells is badgered by Merrill. Tomlin overplays Jackson and bats it away. Tomlin is a pesky sort on that defensive end.
Live wire.
Conchar to trigger. Mitchell nearly knocked it away from Williams. Williams in toward Proctor. Fires and misses. Edey taps it a number of times, but eventually it's guess who? Naquan Tomlin in a crowd.
Naquan being active.
Allen gets fouled down low by the shorter Jalen Wells.
Jalen Wells is third.
The Grizzlies had one to give, so the Cavs will have to inbound.
Great hustle by Jared Allen. Getting down, getting in that paint, just setting up big right at the top of the semicircle. Love it.
Merrill's chased by Wells. There's an 8-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Waning seconds, third quarter. Mitchell looks to set up Conchar. Off to Proctor, who's ready. Williams with 2 seconds. The Cavaliers trailed at the break by 7. They trail heading to the fourth by 8.
Yeah, got to just pick it up, pick up the pace. Time to flip the switch, guys. Let's go.
fourth quarter is underway as we have a whistle. It's been a whistle-filled game, just 9 seconds into this fourth quarter. Grizzlies 84, Cavaliers 76. Ja Morant started this ball game. He left midway through the first quarter with calf soreness. He is in street clothes now. The Grizzlies have picked up the slack. Ja's been healthy for nearly every game this season as Naquan Tomlin gets called for a foul. Our second whistle just 13 seconds into this fourth quarter. The Cavs have been whistled for 25 fouls. The Grizzlies 17. Jaren Jackson has done a lion's share of his damage at the stripe. Jackson from the field is but 4 of 18. However, he's 10 of 11. Now 11 of 12 from the line.
Yeah, he's getting to that free throw line a lot. He's been aggressive around that rim. I think we've done a good job of deflecting a lot of his shots and putting pressure on him, making him take tough shots even though they're close, but he's also thrown a lot of fouls.
Mobley, Mitchell, Proctor, Merrill, and Tomlin. Mobley flares one out to Mitchell. Back it goes to Mobley. Mobley thought about a three. He'll get right past Edey. The loose ball's grabbed by Tomlin. Another offensive rebound for Naquan. Proctor. Jackson secures it. Konchar's on the run. Whoa, Merrill got decked by Edey, and he gets called for the offensive foul. And he looked over at official Jason Goldenberg as if to say, look, I'm 300 pounds, I'm 7'4". I
can't stop.
I mean, when I bump into people, that's what happens.
How about Sam Merrill? I mean, what's wrong with him? I mean, this guy's running at, it's like a freight train running down here, and you decide you're going to, that's taking one for your teammates. They owe him dinner. Everyone owes Sam dinner. Tough guy.
Moxie, gumption.
Tough guy.
Sam just threw another foul on a perplexed Jalen Wells. It's happening to everybody today, Jalen.
Telling you, man. One of those days.
Opening minute, fourth quarter. All right, let's see if the Cavs can dig deep here. They trail this ball game 85-76. Largest lead for either team has been 11. Mobley into the paint. Back to Merrill. The Cavaliers today are just 9 of 32 from three-point range. In fact, the Cavs over their last 3 games coming in, they shot threes at south of 30% as Mobley commits the personal. It was Williams who got decked.
Williams turns the corner there, gets his body into Evan, and Evan's coming to try to help, try to clean that up. It's a little body contact there.
Williams, the Toledo native, has assumed those point guard duties with Ja Morant out. He was selected to the All-Ohio first team as both a junior and a senior at St. John's Jesuit in Toledo. Early Block Friday is here. You can score big savings and no fees on upcoming November Cavs games right here at Rocket Arena. Now, our early Block Friday sale presented by SeatGeek is only live until midnight tomorrow. So visit Cavs.com/Block Friday now. Edey got called for another foul. The big man making his first start of the season has just picked up number 4.
Like Sam, he's got a couple of them down there. I don't think it's a foul, but whatever. He's just playing hard. I mean, Sam's in there chipping away at him, too.
That's what I said a moment ago. Zach's got to be saying, I'm just out here. Mitchell for 3. Tomlin almost hauled it in, but he drew a foul. Jackson's hot.
All right, yeah. I'm confused. What did he, all right. He did have Daquan under a little bit of a headlock there. So
that's the 6th foul of this fourth quarter, a fourth that's less than 90 seconds old. All right, Merrill got it. Let's see if the Cavs can just establish some semblance of a rhythm here, Brad.
I know, it's just been a rhythmless game, and these games, well, you just got to grit it out. You're going to find out which team is tougher mentally.
Jackson got called for a foul. Tomlin's on his wallet. It's just constant activity with Naquan Tomlin. I get my chance, I'm going to make something happen.
Yeah, I think Jackson got him with an elbow. See, Naquan's coming in to defend.
Oh, boy.
Got him right in the face.
The play is under review to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
So the elbow to the face will be looked at by the NBA Replay Center. There are a number of things that are looked at to see if this will rise to the level of a flagrant foul. Was there windup? Was there impact? Any follow-through? Potential for injury is looked at. Other factors. Was there contact to the head or neck? There certainly was. Was the player vulnerable? Was there a legit basketball play? So if this foul is determined to be unnecessary, the Cavaliers will get 2 free throws and the ball back. That's a flagrant 1. Unnecessary and excessive, that's a flagrant 2 that carries with it an ejection. We're not going there. This is not a flagrant 2, but the question is this a common foul or does this rise to the level of a flagrant 1? So again, the operative word here is unnecessary.
He was anticipating Naquan getting into him with his body because it's an out-of-bounds play. Jackson put his arm up and Naquan just was all over him.
I do think that contact was somewhat incidental.
Yeah, he was bracing him. Jackson
After review, there's no unnecessary contact by Jackson. There's no wind-up, impact, or follow-through. The call on the floor stands as an offensive foul. Cleveland will inbound the ball, free throw line extended.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You were dead on with that. He just was bracing. He thought he was going to be defended. Jackson did. All these guys do that. So I have no problem with that.
If you're a little newer to the NBA, the Cavaliers still get the basketball here. It is a foul on Jackson. The Cavs, in addition, would have gotten 2 free throws plus the ball had it risen to the level of a flagrant as Jared Jackson pleads his case already in his 8th season out of Michigan State. He was the man selected in between Luka Doncic and Trae Young.
Wow.
Following that Dallas-Atlanta trade.
Yeah.
Early minutes, 4th quarter. The Cavs are looking to come from behind as Evan Mobley buries a 3, his 3rd of the evening.
Nice shot by Evan. Good ball moved by the Cavs. They got he got blocked out, got screened out. Jackson did too. Evan wide open.
Jackson almost banked it in. Mitchell. He shakes on Williams. Couple of pump fakes now to Mobley. Mobley's 18-footer is rebounded by Jalen Wells. Wells draws a double. Tomlin now sloughs back inside to deal with Edey. Spencer's watched by Merrill. Now Edey. He'll shovel back to Williams. Trying to get it off to Edey, and it was knocked down by Tomlin. There goes Merrill, who lays it in.
Nice job, Alonzo Ball getting in that passing lane. There's the spark we've needed. We found it, John.
Naquan Tomlin on the defensive end. Tomlin has been a spark. Tomlin gets his hand on it. The Cavaliers execute a 7-0 run, and they're back within 2. Your local Toyota dealers. For all Toyota offers, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. But when you are struggling offensively, one thing you can do to impact the game is crank it up on the defensive end. In the 4th quarter, the Grizzlies have had 5 possessions. They're 0 for 1. They've committed 3 turnovers, and they've hit just 1 free throw.
Yeah, crank up the pressure. In every position and every angle. Make it tough. Make it just muddy when you're trying to move that basketball on the defensive end. Dig it out, fight, scrap.
And Muddy simply defined that Memphis possession.
Yeah,
here's Mitchell, he inside out Williams, and a foul is called. Donovan Mitchell will shoot free throws with a chance to tie this game.
Williams Jr. ended up way over here in the corner. I'm trying to see what happens here on the other end. See, look at this. This is good defense. Swarming defense. Look at Naquan Tomlin. He is everywhere.
Naquan got the steal with his chin, I think.
I'm going to tell you what.
And this is going to be challenged.
Memphis is taking time out to challenge the ruling of a defensive foul.
So we will have another review. Buckle up. Down the stretch we come. next challenge. It has been determined that the defensive play by Vince Williams was a legal one. He got ball first. To make matters worse, the ball went directly out of bounds off a Cavalier in Donovan Mitchell. So it's Grizzly basketball as we have 8 minutes and 54 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. In a low-scoring affair, it's Grizzlies 85, Cavaliers 83. Williams plays catch up top with Spencer. Spencer breaks baseline, runs into Tomlin. Wells lines up a three. It's long. Mobley reaches and hauls it in. Here's Lonzo Ball on the run. Lonzo tears down the lane. Through the hands of Tomlin it goes.
Nice rebound by Evan Mobley. I mean, both ends of this floor, it's really scratchy and clawy. So this is just the type of game we've got today. Memphis is not giving up. They're playing hard and trying to play fast, and the Cavs are just trying to figure out a way to pin down the rhythm of this game. And a little bit of leeway there, but just on the defensive end, it's starting to pick up significantly.
Aldama for three. Turnovers have not done the Cavaliers any favors as Tomlin and Hunter nearly got their signals crossed.
Yeah, turnovers have been tough, John. Not taking good care of the basketball today.
The Cavs have coughed it up 18 times. Tomlin for the lead. Mobley gets fouled.
No basket.
Mobley was fouled on the first shot, so no basket. Credit Mobley as Tomlin misfired, and Evan had to react quickly to squeeze that ball. We're chuckling because if you're just joining us, honest to goodness, it's been 2 hours of this since opening tip. I mean, again, some of the strangest, unusual plays.
I agree. It's been a weird day for the rhythm of the game. But as long as you can scratch it out, you learn from all these experiences.
If you can come away with one of these with a W.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge.
The Cavs have not led since back at 11-10. Here's Williams on for the injured Ja Morant. Landale posts up. He'll spin and score over Dean Wade. Still a long way to go. Mitchell turns the corner. Oh, what a dazzling move! And then Mobley's there to crush it home.
Nice job, Evan Mobley, cleaning up that mess down there. Good job by Donovan. Again, attacking. I love the attack.
Wells baseline rejected by Wade. Williams for three.
Boy, good defense by the Cavaliers. Just got a little bit of a long rebound out of there. Good job. Should have come away with that basketball. Come back to this offensive end and keep attacking.
Mobley works on Aldama. Says, I'll take it myself. Mobley now has a team-high 22.
Nothing they can do with him inside. And he doesn't settle for a jump shot. When he does, that takes him out of the rhythm. That's what the other teams want. He gets in that paint, they know it's a nightmare coming.
Williams has Mobley in front of him. Sends it back into Landale. Not that time. It's rebounded by Wade. Cavs can tie with a two, take the lead with a three. Mobley puts it on the floor, back to Hunter. Extra pass, Mitchell, got it!
Good ball move by the Cavaliers. You got to drop to the level of Mobley and double team him because of how effective he is in that paint. He kicks it out, nice swing of the basketball.
First lead since way back in the first. Cam Spencer, he got stymied. Williams can't go anywhere. Shot clock all the way down to 5. Says, here, you take it, Vince. Way off. Rebounded by Tomlin as that was a strong defensive stop.
One of the best of the night for the Cavaliers. Really planted their feet and locked in defensively. Forced Memphis into taking a really bad shot.
Mitchell twirls, oh, but a dazzling feed to Hunter as Hunter banks it up and in. Time out, Memphis. Energy is coursing through this joint once again as the Cavs have come alive here in this fourth quarter. Donovan Mitchell and company as Mitchell hits the big-time go-ahead three. He drops it out of the rafters, and then it's a Mitchell feed to Hunter. Cavaliers by 3. One of the best home court advantages in the entire NBA. This crowd has been on its feet throughout the entire break. The Cavaliers have taken this 93-90 lead. And now you hear the defense chants. There you see the Cavalier run over the last 4+ minutes. Once again, the Cavs keep these Grizzlies out around the perimeter. This time it's Cedric Coward who tries to penetrate, and Coward eventually gets there.
Yeah, it's okay. You make him earn it. That was a hard-fought basket. You want everything to be difficult these next 5 minutes for the Cavaliers.
That last timeout by the Grizzlies was their final one of the ball game. So they are done the rest of the way. Mitchell, another!
Oh, that's a beautiful move. That little dribble crossover step back is lethal when number 45 has you in his sights.
He is the great equalizer. Coward over the top. Jackson's back in the ball game. Jackson works on Mobley. Pivots. No. Mobley has grabbed his 10th rebound to go along with 22 points. The Cavaliers have the basketball on a 4-point lead. Mitchell! In and out. And this place would have come down.
Yeah, it would have. He was lining it up. I thought that was bucket made. Good shot by Mitchell.
Well, Jackson leads with the arm as he went right through DeAndre Hunter. The loose ball hits the deck, and Mobley's there to pick it off the hardwood. Jackson slow to get back. Hunter's pass almost picked off. We have a lot of tired bodies out here right now. Mitchell, hey, knocks it down.
Big shot by Donovan Mitchell. He's starting to light him up. Cream is rising to the top. Nice job by the Cavaliers, and they're fighting with all their grit and determination on this defensive end, just like that.
Oh, what a steal. Donovan Mitchell up ahead to Allen. That is what superstars do.
Tremendous play by Donovan Mitchell. Great timing, great defense. The Cavaliers have just absolutely kicked this thing to another level within the last 2 minutes of this game.
Coward, I think, carried that basketball. He did. The Cavs force a turnover as that defense has cranked up the pressure, and watch this read.
Well, I'll tell you, that's just that's taking a chance, but being a veteran, knowing the probabilities, putting yourself in that passing lane. Nice job by Donovan Mitchell. Wow.
That is an all-NBA first-teamer. Donovan Mitchell checked in 4th in the NBA in scoring, but it wasn't the pure scoring that made the difference here in this 4th quarter, Brad. The Cavs crank up the defensive intensity, and right at the forefront was number 45.
Yeah, it's been a really ugly, sloppy basketball game for both teams, and you know, Donovan has just willed himself these last 3 minutes to just go and rise above. He is the leader of this basketball team, and he's just taking it to another level, and Evan Mobley has been huge tonight, this second half. I love the fact that he's gone inside more. He's made more baskets in that paint, been aggressive, been physical, and then when he's had the open three-point shot, he's knocked him down. He's rebounded well, and he's defended outstanding. So Evans played well tonight, and big time bounce back for Evan Mobley, and Donovan has just been dominant.
For Evan, after I'm sure what he would term the first half perhaps pedestrian, he has really cranked it up here in quarters 3 and 4.
Yes, he has. He has played really well in quarters 3 and 4. And, you know, this Cavs team, like I said, it's been scratchy. It's been real scratchy. But they're taking better care of the basketball, and they're forcing Memphis to make some tough decisions.
3:48 to go. Cavs 101. Grizzlies 92. Again, the Grizzlies are out of timeouts the rest of the way, and where that really can come into play is in the last 2 minutes of the ballgame, and really the last few possessions.
That's right.
Where if you need to advance the basketball, you need to stop the clock off a free throw.
You're in trouble.
So when you're behind, you need those
Gotta
timeouts.
have those tools. That's exactly right.
You want to have both at your disposal when you get under 2 minutes, and both already are gone.
Yeah.
The Cavaliers, meanwhile, have 2 remaining. 3:48 to go. If you're just joining us, the first 3 quarters were up and down, scrambly, stop and start. The Cavs have cranked it into gear here in this 4th quarter. They trailed this ball game 84-76 with 12 minutes remaining. Now they've opened up this 101-92 lead. This is what this homestand looks like. Up next, the Bucks, the Rockets, the Pacers, and the Clippers. So it's every other day, a rest day in between for the Cavs as we roll forward That Clipper game is the start of a back-to-back, which culminates in Toronto the next night. But this just felt like one of those games. The Cavs had a performance where they couldn't find a rhythm in the opener. They're coming off a back-to-back in Miami. They fell to Toronto. You just had the sense that this was one you wanted to come in, you wanted to impose your will. As Mitchell, meanwhile, down the lane, he floats and scores. It didn't happen over the first 3 quarters, but Donovan Mitchell is imposing his will here in the fourth.
No doubt about it. You got a good day yesterday to look at some film, look at some mistakes, learn from those things. And came out, it was tough. It's tough to get going, but Donovan Mitchell has just cranked the engine on this hot rod, and these guys are rolling.
Jackson will get continuation here.
Oh, wow.
Kenny's hot. Here's the question. Did the gather occur first? Let's first take a look at this Mitchell bucket. A refined floater game over the 7-4 Zach Edey. Did he gather first? That's why Kenny's hot. The foul by Hunter appeared to occur before Jackson gathered that basketball. So Jackson gets continuation. He completes the 3-point play and cuts this Cavalier lead to 103-95. Mitchell again, why not? He zigzags right around Jackson, puts it up, and he got decked. The Grizzlies, by the way, are out of coaches' challenges.
Nice move by Donovan Mitchell. Just really diving into that lane, into that paint. I just love it. Love it, love it. We are aggressive in that paint area, not settling. The 3-point shot is there because you're getting into the paint doing just that.
Donovan Mitchell has already scored at least 30 points in 6 games already this season. That is 28. Remember, Donovan had 16 heading into this fourth quarter. It is crunch time.
He is showing up.
Clutch play is needed, and well, this is the guy you want to turn to.
That's right. He will absolutely carry you, and he's been great. It's phenomenal, just dominant at times.
It's a 9-point game. We approach the 3-minute mark. Vince Williams has come on in place of the injured Ja Morant. Power to the rim, rejected by Mobley. Here's Mitchell with his head up. Evan, off it goes to Merrill. Mobley alley-oop. Allen couldn't finish.
Right idea. Attack the rim. Right idea.
Edey tries to hold off Mobley. Merrill comes over and fouls Edey.
Great help defense. We talked about this in the open, being very critical. You see Donovan gets beat just a little bit because he's out trying to overrun the play and put pressure on, and then there's the great help. And then you help Evan as well. That's perfect defense. That's the way it's supposed to be played. Got to take chances every once in a while and gamble. That's what Donovan, we saw him make a big play, about 3 minutes ago where he stole the ball and kind of changed the whole momentum by just gambling a little bit.
Credit Donovan, too. If he doesn't ride back with the driving player, Mobley might not be in position to make that block.
Can't get to that. Donovan tried to recover. He did a great job. Took great effort.
Edey has 13 in his first game of the season. Cavs lead has been trimmed back to 7. Mitchell. Donovan operates inside. He had it knocked away. He gets it back, and Jackson got caught with his hand in the cookie jar once again. He's just picked up his 5th, and he is hot.
His 5th penalty situation.
Donovan knew he had him caught here. As watch Jackson get his hand in there. Donovan knew he had his hand pinned, and he just ripped right back through it.
Nice shot, smart play by the vet. Donovan knew he had that foul locked up when he got that arm trapped in there.
Mitchell has 29 on the evening. He's also dished out 5 assists. Grabbed a couple of steals as well.
He's been remarkable. This second half, he has just absolutely taken it to another level and showing leadership, getting after his teammates there in the first half, challenging these guys to play harder, play smarter. This is what happens.
The 6-time All-Star has given the Cavaliers this 106-97 lead. Williams relays to Coward. Coward fires a contested 3, and the rookie hits it. It's a 6-point game. The Cavs need to get it in. Merrill up ahead to Mobley. Mobley gets over that timeline. Mobley eyes the target.
Last 2 minutes to play, fourth quarter.
Jackson plays with 5 fouls. Mobley dishes off to Allen. Allen takes his time and has it rejected. Long lead pass. Coward, can he track it down? It looks like he stepped on that baseline, and he did. Boy, that's one after Memphis gets a big stop that, yeah, you want to run the floor, but maybe a touch too ambitious there as Coward, no question, had his toe on that line.
Yeah, it's good. The Cavs allowed them to make that mistake and were able to recover. Now they get the basketball back and see if they can chop some time off this clock. Knock a good 20 seconds off of it. Get a good look at a good shot.
That Cavalier defense has forced 8 huge Grizzly turnovers here in this fourth quarter. Under 100 seconds to go. The Cavs protect a 6-point lead.
2-possession game, need a bucket, John.
Mitchell to Mobley, tipped away by Edey. Williams is on the run. Hill slow, wait for his teammate. Caldwell Pope. Now Coward. They play through Edey, back to Coward, who unloads a 3. That one's short, the long rebound comes right back to Coward. Coward cut off at the pass, back to Caldwell Pope. He'll bounce inside to Edey. Edey couldn't dunk it. I think Mobley got a piece of it. What a big-time defensive play.
Wow, Evan Mobley goes up and puts himself in harm's way. Blocks the big 7'4" Edey's dunk shot. What a defensive play. Wow.
Mobley on the other end, drives, feeds Merrill. The Cavs eat clock. 3 to shoot. Mobley comes to Merrill. Merrill lays it in. Oh, what a sequence right there.
Great job, Sam Merrill, getting to that glass. I like that shot by Mobley, taking advantage of his quickness over Edey.
Merrill on this end, giving Williams all kind of problems, and then Mitchell comes back and reels it in. What a finish here in this fourth quarter. Mitchell plays keep away. Hunter off to Merrill. Listen to this crowd. Well, it took a while.
It did.
But the celebration can begin.
I think the aggressiveness of the Cavaliers, the sense of urgency, John, we saw in the last 5 minutes was something that really turned the tide in this basketball game. And we got back to playing the Cavaliers brand of basketball, which was exceptional.
The Cavaliers trailed this ball game by 8 heading to the fourth quarter. They outscore the visiting Grizzlies 32-16 over the final 12 minutes. Another signature performance down the stretch by Donovan Mitchell.
He was remarkable. He was relentless down the stretch, and he was not going to let this team lose. He was going to do everything in his power to make sure people were doing their jobs to the utmost of their ability. Donovan Mitchell rose to the occasion.
The Cavs roar back in the fourth quarter. They improve to 9-5. We'll be back right after this to wrap things up.
Max 1 music.